everybody. I have on the line Adele. Hello, Adele.
Hi.
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 Hello, hello. So if you could just let everybody know a little bit about yourself and what you'd like to learn in this call, please.
Okay, so I started to seriously pursue worship keyboard about 18 months ago after a direct prophetic word from the Holy Spirit about not burying your talents.
Oh my gosh.
So I taught myself to play the keyboard when I was 6. Yeah. I started going to classical lessons from the age of 8.
Yeah.
And I pretty much played classically up until my teenage years.
Cool.
And then I very much went out into the world. My life was all about clubbing, but my life was always about music.
Right.
So getting back into worship keys has been, trying to resurrect something that has been, I suppose, buried for a long time.
So cool.
But I have a real passion for this. I'm absolutely 100% focused, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make my dream come true. I picked this song because literally it's not particularly recent, but it's literally 4 chords.
Yeah.
So I thought if I can't do this,
yeah.
But obviously because it's literally 4 chords, I'm very repetitive.
Yep.
Everything that I've learned so far, it's very obvious that this needs to be played with a lot of dynamics.
Yeah, that's right.
So I had an audition with my worship leader last week, and she was showing me, how she would build it. And what I'm very conscious of is when you get to the bridge sections and the big choruses, you need to be going up the octave register, and your chords need to be getting thicker and more, more rhythmic.
That's right.
Thicker, and I understand that, and that's okay. But it's how you move the chord shapes up the registers.
Right. That's right.
So I know that's what needs to happen, but I just don't know exactly how to do that. Like, do you go from 1B, 1A to 1B to octave B, then up to C, octave C? Cool. So it's literally like, what I'm struggling with is, from being classically trained, I would be a perfectionist.
Yep.
And I would be looking to, you're told how to do everything. But obviously now I'm in a different environment where I need to be able to flow creatively and fill all these bits in.
Yeah. Awesome. This is a great intro. Thank you very much for segueing into our chat very nicely. Before we proceed, I just want to say, Adele, thank you for sharing about your background and everything. I am personally so touched and encouraged by how God has spoken to you, and you've just made such a huge change in your life, and I'm extremely proud of you. God is extremely proud, and I think everyone watching this video, whenever it is, will be super touched by your story as well. So first up, thank you, and I am so honored to be able to share whatever I can possibly squeeze in this sort of half hour together. So thank you for your time as well.
Okay.
Awesome. I have a couple of questions for you, actually. So you mentioned that you have you had an audition with your worship leader, but are you having another one coming up soon?
Yeah, she actually said, we probably just need to have one more session, and then we'll get you down for practice, and we'll get you in. And she actually talked about something about we'll maybe start you off doing, I think like a second keyboardist, like doing the pads type thing.
Yeah.
And, I don't turn my nose up at that, because I have been to worship events, like little meetings here in Ireland where there may have only been one acoustic guitarist and a pad machine and a singer.
Wow.
And I have seen, the Spirit of the Lord move very powerfully just with those 2 instruments. In fact, there was no keyboard in the room.
Amazing.
But the pads are very, very important for shifting the atmosphere.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
So I'm very excited to start there, I think I would learn a lot of skills starting on the pads.
That is so cool. Okay. I love the fact that you are classically trained, because I could probably, if necessary, throw some huge bombastic classical Greek at you, and maybe everyone else who doesn't know all that will be like, what are you guys talking about? Speak English, right? So that's cool. I'm very excited. Did you go through ABRSM by any chance?
Yeah, I did lessons, but they were so long ago. I'm in my early 40s now this was when I was like 9 up to 15. So, you know, it's still very buried. A lot of the stuff I can't remember, but I was trained in it all. I got to grade 7.
Cool, very high. Yeah.
So I knew it all at one time, but a lot of it, you know, like I mean, all the basic kind of theory I know, but
okay.
A lot of it I've forgotten.
You're probably going to learn a lot faster than someone with no background, and you do not look like your age. Put it out there. You got to teach me some of those secrets. Anyways, another very important question, because that's going to determine how I teach today. Will you be playing with a full band or by yourself?
Yeah. Our worship team is a full band.
Cool. And are you going to be playing Jesus Culture's Break Every Chain with pads or piano sound? Or both?
Our worship leader has, you know, one of those a Nord stage, and so she always uses pads on her in her sound, in her mix. Yeah.
Cool. And so,
but I mean, our band would play with quite a guitar sound.
Okay.
So obviously, I want to play in our church services, but I also want to take my keyboard and just play myself.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I probably. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so what say I'm going to teach you mainly on piano sound first, and then if we still have some time, I could share some tips on pads.
Okay, great. I've got my notebook here I can watch it afterwards anyway.
Yes, you can. All right, so first up, I'd love to hear how you play, especially since someone, I think you said worship leader, right? Or worship ministry leader or something. She showed you a few tips, so I'd love to see how much you absorbed from that or any of the videos in our Inspired Keys Academy. And let me build up on what you already know.
Okay,
cool.
So this is literally 4 chords, and the intro is the 4 chords. So the intro would obviously be quite quiet and starting off quite far down the registers. Yep. So the intro would be. So it doesn't say the time signature on this one I have. So I'm assuming it's 4/4.
It is.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 3, 4, and then repeats. So 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay,
and then
now
we go straight into the chorus, and it's still quite quiet.
May I interrupt for a tiny second?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay. So I was going to say, would you be able to play it completely as if you are in the service right now? So you don't have to explain anything. Because what's important is, because right now you are commenting as you go, and that's good, but then as a result, I can't hear if you are able to flow fluently. So fluency is important right now. So don't say anything.
Well, that's actually one thing that she commented on. She said, stop obsessing about playing each section perfectly, and you need to just learn to just play the whole thing from start to finish.
Exactly. So now imagine I'm not on a call with you. You are absolutely in the Lord's presence in your room, and you're just playing for Him and enjoying yourself.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Sure. Go for it.
Break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. It's really bad.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. No, do not say
it's
that
really
about
bad.
yourself.
And my laptop is really, really, there's a lot of latency. It keeps cutting out.
Right.
So I'm saving up for a new laptop because it's not powerful enough.
I absolutely feel you. Yeah, I had latency like on Sunday as well. It was like, oh God, please deliver me now. So
yeah.
you now don't say that about. I'm just wondering, do you have like an acoustic, good old, no need electricity kind of piano that you can work on?
Yeah, there's one downstairs.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you might want to just temporarily get there so that, you know, tech problems are out of the way. And okay, so awesome. Thank you very much. So a few tips I'm just going to rattle off and then proceed to showing you how I might do some stuff differently. Okay, first up, I know you definitely paid attention because what you did was I heard you building, I heard you going louder, I heard you getting more rhythmic, I heard you getting higher in the range, and also you did some inversion, so that was actually really good. You need to give yourself credit for that, Adele. Like,
I'm very, very hard on myself. I know that it's really not where it needs to be.
And it's okay.
So thanks for being so gracious.
No, like people can't even do that. Some people, so you know, you should be really proud. And then now there are some stuff that we can get better at. One of which is fluency is indeed one of those really important stuff. You know, if you've been a classical pianist before and you know you've gone up to grade 7, you do need to get on from like one entire section to another. We're talking flowing from one bar into another, one line into another, one section A into section B together. Very, very like seamless. So I think one of the best things you can do, if you want the boring method, it is the metronome, right? So turn on that thing.
Oh yeah, that's what my worship leader said. She said you need to get a metronome and you need to practice to it. And I know that you say that all the time in your thing. And to be very honest with you, I haven't paid any attention and I haven't even got one. So I finally realised that and I downloaded a metronome. I have it on my phone.
Perfect.
So that's one thing I'm going to start with.
Good student. Now, but that's the boring method, right? And I don't even think for the whole purpose of using the metronome is not about your tempo being fluctuating. Like some people are really fluid, but their tempo is just sometimes slowing, sometimes fast. If you were to go back to listening what you played, towards the end of what you played, you actually went quite a bit slower. So that's why there was a bit of fluctuation. But then more importantly, it is so that you can really keep going into the next section. Try not to stop in the middle of between progressions or within the progression as well. Now that's the boring method. If you want something more interesting, you can turn on good old Jesus culture on the background with your Spotify or your YouTube and then just jam along with it because you're playing in the key of A major as well.
Yeah, I find a really good website. It's called Chord U and it plays any song, it rips the chords out of them and then it plays the YouTube in the background. So it's got like a wee thing that comes up that tells you the chords.
No
so you can play along.
Way. And it's for free.
Yeah. Yeah, it's free. It's called Chord, CHORD, chordu.com.
Got it on my
And if
notebook.
you just Chord U.
Cool, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got like you can type it in to play to rip out the basic chords, or it rips out more advanced chords, so you can get some really nice sevenths and you know, a bit more complex chords.
It's really cool what tech can do nowadays. So that's cool. Thank you so
much.
much.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I've literally started that in the last week, 2 weeks. So that's really invaluable to help you understand the key signature and to keep playing.
Fantastic. Okay, and then the other thing is I was just listening to Break Every Chain earlier and I didn't remember the third chord being a little bit more anticipated because you're now playing dum da 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 dum. So currently the third chord comes in a little dum 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 da 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 dum dum dum. So I think that sort of came a little bit early. I wasn't sure if that's actually in the recording. Do you know if it is?
You see, so it's probably just in my head. Right. I'm probably not playing the right. Because that's another thing my worship leader said. She said that when the beat is straight, I was playing it kind of not 4/4. I was lilting it.
Yeah. Now, do you mind if I take about like 20 seconds just to play the recording right now on my laptop? I've got my YouTube set up, so I'm just gonna press play on this video. so based on what I'm hearing, it actually sounds like it's all on the beat itself. There's nothing to anticipate, which makes it easier. So we should be happy about that. So cool. I'm glad like we just kind of verified that. Okay, then moving on. I was wondering if it's just your current setup, or do you tend to play with your shoulders quite high, like what you did just now?
It's literally just because I'm kind of in a very temporary setup here, and fine. I don't even have a proper chair. I'm actually sitting on the keyboard case.
Oh wow, that is probably the coolest thing. You need to take an Instagram photo for that. So cool. Well, that's all right. I just wanted to point it out because I wanted to make sure you're not in pain when you play with the wrong posture. That's a sure way to hate what we do. And then also to just relax and enjoy, because when you have your shoulders up, it could be a point of distraction for even the worshippers. You know how when sometimes we're not paying attention to the songs, we're like, oh, why is her leg so strange, or his posture so bad? This sort of thing. Okay, so just one thing. Okay, cool.
And another thing that I really suffered from really badly in my audition was nerves. It was awful. I practiced quite a lot of songs, and I can play them really well in my bedroom, and then when I had to play them in front of my worship leader, I just crumbled, and it was awful.
Wow. Okay, now I'm very curious. Have you ever played worship keys in other churches or other contexts?
No. I've been a Christian for 10 years, and I asked the Lord where He wanted me to serve Him, and I thought He was going to say the worship team, but He didn't. He sent me into prison ministry, and He sent me into a lot of women's ministry.
Oh, wow.
And so I've been doing a lot of totally non-music related stuff. So
cool.
And then I got a prophetic word about my music, and
okay, so the funny thing is, I got off the call with Adele because of a connection issue, but then when I reconnected her, I forgot to record the screen. So I am going to replay what I did with her on Jesus Culture's Break Every Chain, and then this is basically what I played. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you learned a lot about worship keys. If you like this video, do hit the like button to help with the rankings of this video. Do also hit the subscribe and the notification bell buttons so that you get notified when I post a new video or when I go on YouTube Live. If you like my work, you can also support me on patreon.com/inspiredkeys for as low as $1 per video. By supporting me on Patreon, you also get early access to my videos and one-to-one worship keys lessons with me. Now, if you have any questions based on what happened in this video, or maybe you have a question that you've been wanting to ask, maybe you want to learn how to play worship keys in a similar style as in this video, then the Inspired Keys Academy is for you. With over 30 training courses on dozens of worship keys topics, ear training exercises, active members-only discussions, the chance to get feedback for your playing, and live member calls with me every single month, the Inspired Keys Academy is your opportunity to get the help and support that you need to make your keyboard playing goals a reality. The best part is that you can get started today for just $1. So just go on to inspiredkeys.com/join and use discount code $trial at checkout, and you can get full unlimited access to everything inside the Inspired Keys Academy for just $1 for 2 weeks. I'll see you inside the Academy.